Okay, let's take a look at this chess problem by Chesstetica, number 00625. So this computer-generated chess problem, like all of them, is quite a curious one. The first thing you may notice is that black has got a rook on h8, which is about to be captured by the pawn on g7, where white can promote to a queen, meaning that white will effectively gain 8 pawn units because the pawn will be lost and the queen will be gained. And of course, black will lose his rook. But in this initial position, white is actually down by about 10 pawn units. And there's a mate in 5 here, if white plays carefully. Now let me show you the analysis. So the move I mentioned earlier of pawn capturing h8 also results in mate, but it's a mate in 10. A mate that takes twice as many moves, and in a game under time controls you need to be as efficient as possible. That's why it pays to execute the moves in the shortest way possible, and it's also more aesthetically pleasing if you didn't take a route that was unnecessarily long. So how does white mate in 5? The key move is pawn to g8 promotes to queen. Okay, so what happens here? If king moves to h5, obviously queen to g5, checkmate. What about the king moving to f5? Well, then knight to h6 check. The king might move to e4, queen to d5 check, king to f4, and queen to f5 mate. The king on d2 guards the square on e3, so the black king can't escape to that square. So black wants to last as long as possible. After the pawn promotes to queen on g8, black should play the obvious rook captures g8. So you can think of this like a queen sacrifice. But that's okay, because white can win by promoting again. Pawn captures rook. Check. And now here, as before, if king to h5, then queen to g5, checkmate. So king to f5, knight to h6 check, king, let's say this time to f4, queen to g5 check, king to f3, queen to g4 mate. Notice how in this ending the knight protects the queen, so the king cannot capture the queen. This is the original position again, but let me show you another variation. Pawn to g8 promotes the queen. That is necessary. Rook captures g8. The pawn captures the rook, promotes the queen again. King to f5. Knight to h6 check. King to f4. Here the queen can also move to e6. Black might play pawn captures a2. And then white can win with either queen to f5 or queen to e3, checkmate. Thanks for watching.